Hello everyone. I thought we would do a new moon reading as the new moon will be in Virgo tomorrow, and play a little music here. The new moon coming up puts self-love, self-care, and self-mastery in focus. Okay? So I shuffled most of these decks already off camera. But I just wanted to give them another quick shuffle. In case anyone is interested, today we'll be using the Dark Mansion Tarot and the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot to clarify, and then we'll use some Energy Oracle and Starseed Oracle for guidance. So let us see. Oh, and look at that. Our little crown chakra incense went out. So let's get that going again because it smells good. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let us just see what is the energy surrounding the new moon. Energy surrounding the new moon. Okay. We have adjacent possibilities. And the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is interesting because Raphael is the angel of love, right? So he is the angel of love, and the Virgo new moon is all about self-love, self-care, self-mastery. So I feel like these are good supporting energies, right? The supporting energies seem to be about love and the possibilities that surround you, right? So let's just see what Dark Mansion Tarot are made of a little different material, so they shuffle a little bit differently. Spirit, what is the new moon bringing? What can the collective expect with the new moon? Give us the story, please. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Cups reversed. King of Wands reversed. Okay. What is coming in with the new moon? So far, I feel like this is saying there's not going to be a lot of action towards any celebration or fulfillment. That's what I hear. Because you're busy working on the garden, right? 7 of Pentacles is basically about like focusing on yourself and working hard on the things that will create your stability, right? And you see, you have this guy here, and he's like in his garden growing all this stability, right? And then we have the 3 of Cups and King of Wands. King of Wands is literally about like taking action and being in your power, and the 3 of Cups is about like celebrating and happiness, and they're both reversed. So what that's telling me is there's not going to be a lot of socializing. There's not going to be a lot of action towards like making things happen in this new moon. There's going to be a lot of like introspection and tending your own garden. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel like you have Archangel, you have all this like self-love energy supporting all the possibilities, right? So that's what I feel like we're getting here. I feel like in this new moon, in the collective, we're going to be spending a lot of our time focusing on ourselves, focusing on self-mastery, focusing on, doing what we need to do to bring stability to our lives. That's what I feel like this is saying. What else? What messages do we need about the new moon? What? Oh, there's one. Anything else? Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So, the 5 of Wands, the Hermit. The 5 of Wands is about like struggle, okay, but it came out reversed, so it's the opposite, right? So, and the Hermit is about introspection, which is kind of what I already said, right? So I feel like the new moon is bringing an energy that we're going to put down any conflict, we're going to put down any struggles we have, we're going to stop socializing as much, which I know there hasn't been a lot of socializing at all because of the virus, because of COVID, and everybody's been like under quarantine, right? So, but I feel like there's more of that coming, right? So this is basically just saying kind of what I already said. We're gonna start asking ourselves the questions. We're gonna go into hermit mode, and we're gonna start asking ourselves the questions of what we can do to be more stable. What can we do to work on our stability and our safety? I feel like that's what I'm feeling a lot of, is that I feel like so far these cards are saying, I might not even, let's just clarify this, but let's just clarify. Is the new moon bringing in energy to focus? Okay, I haven't even asked the question yet. Is the new moon bringing energy to focus on self and focus on creating a stable foundation? Is that what okay. Well, that seems crazy. They're saying take those and these. Not these. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, I understand what's happening now. 2 of Cups, Ace of Cups. All right. So we've got Cups here, which is about like love and emotion. And then you have Wands and the 3 of Cups over here, also love and emotion, celebration, upside down. So we honestly have the Ace, the 2, and the 3 of Cups out. They're all reversed, which basically means I feel like we're going to start getting control of our emotions in this new moon. We're going to not put our emotions aside or ignore them. But we're going to stop being so emotionally driven. That's what I'm hearing. We are holding on too tightly, though, and not asking for help. Okay? The Three of Pentacles is about asking for help, finding guidance, and it came out reversed. So, and it came out with the Four of Pentacles, which is about like holding on too tightly. So I feel like what this reading is saying is that, like, it's pretty good. I feel like in the new moon, there's a lot of energy here of self-love, self-mastery, self-care. And there is a lot of energy of self-care here. This guy working on his garden, putting the conflict down, going into hermit mode. Okay, but I feel like there's like a little bit of a warning here. Not that it's like bad or anything, but a little bit of a warning that is saying, don't hold on too tightly to what you think or what you believe. This is saying, if you feel stuck or you feel like you're struggling and you don't know what to do next, or you're feeling lost, I feel like this is saying, don't be afraid to ask for help or look for guidance elsewhere. If, you know, even if you're shy and you don't want to ask for help, I feel like this is saying, you know, it's saying right now you're not asking for help, but you should be. You should let go a little bit and start looking for guidance that resonates with you, right? And again, I do want to say this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everybody. And what I mean when I say that it may not resonate is basically it may not fit for you, it may not make sense, and if that's the case, then move on and find a different reading. Don't make it fit. Like, if this isn't resonating and hitting you in the gut and making you feel like, oh, I was just thinking that, or oh, somebody just said that to me, then this isn't the reading for you, right? And you need to move forward, which there's nothing wrong with. I feel like sometimes people get a little like holding on too tightly, and they insist on like trying to make the readings about them when it's not. So I'm hearing to say, if this is not resonating with you, don't try to make it fit. Okay? If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. That's good. I mean, move on. Find something that does. But this is also saying that if this is resonating with you and you're feeling like you want to go within and you want to start working on yourself and you want to start like building stability and safety, then you need to be open to looking for help. And I get it. It can be a scary process. So if going to therapy and seeing a licensed professional is too big of a step, then maybe look on YouTube and see if you can find like a spiritual teacher who has some advice that may resonate with you. But again, I'm going to say, you always need to follow your own internal guidance and your own gut feelings. So if any teacher, including myself, on YouTube or any other of these platforms or social media or anywhere, if any of those people say something that make you feel uncomfortable, and I'm not talking about being triggered is different, but I'm saying if you can feel in your gut like, I don't believe what this person's saying, or I don't agree with what they're saying, that's okay. Then move on and find somebody that you do resonate with, right? So because there are millions of tarot readers out there are millions of spiritual teachers, well, maybe not millions, but thousands for sure. So I basically feel like this reading is saying, like, it's time for you to start looking for guidance. You need to let go a little bit and start looking for guidance. All right. So what is the outcome here? If we can start looking for guidance and get on a path of self-love and self-mastery, what is the outcome? Two Thank you. And the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so that's a good card. And it's not reversed like this one. It's right side up. So I feel like, oh, the Tower and Seven of Wands. Okay, this is good because this is reversed. The Seven of Wands usually kind of means like, you see, he's like defending himself and he's all ready for a fight. So he's ready to defend his beliefs, to fight for his beliefs, even if they're wrong. That's what I'm hearing. Even if they're wrong. But there's also a Tower here. And this came out reversed. So I feel like what this is saying, this is good. This is saying the outcome is total emotional fulfillment. The outcome, if we can start getting a handle on our self-care and our self-mastery and going inward and doing our own work, I feel like this is saying you're going to have emotional fulfillment and a new beginning in your life. This Tower moment is basically saying the outcome, if you can start going inward and working on self and finding healing and finding guidance and taking steps towards working on ourselves. That's self-care, right? So in order to love ourselves, we have to start caring for ourselves, whether that be like take a hot salt bath or, read a book or order in your favorite meal or make your favorite meal. I was kind of feeling in a funk earlier today because I'm in Florida and it's been raining here for days and days. And so just to kind of get out of the funk, I made a batch of chili because when I make chili, I turn on the music and I dance around the kitchen and the house smells like fall, and it makes me feel good. And so that's self-care. Like I was feeling in a funk and so I wanted to try to get out of that funk. So I did a ritual of self-care that then lifted my spirits and got me out of the funk and made me feel better, right? So that's what this reading is saying, is like you can start a new beginning on balanced emotions because once you start loving yourself and doing the inner work and doing self-care to raise your vibration, you're gonna put down this like defensiveness and this conflict energy. And the Tower is here to basically say that if you can start this inner journey, which we already know is now supported by Raphael, which is the angel of love, okay? If you can start going on this inner journey and looking at all of the possibilities, I feel like what this reading is trying to say is that we sometimes ignore the possibilities right in front of us because they may scare us, or it may that's not what I believe, or that's not what I was taught. And what I'm getting here is that if we can put down those struggles and the conflicts and have this Tower moment, we're going to end up with balanced emotions and emotional, like a new beginning in our emotions of balance and happiness and loving energy, right? That's what I'm hearing, loving energy. And the card under the Ace of Cups is the Eight of Cups, which is like walking away from the things that don't serve us, right? So I feel like that's what this is saying here, is that the new moon in Virgo is all about supporting our journey inward to love ourselves and to care for ourselves so that then we can reach a place where we can have balanced emotions and we can walk away from the things that don't serve us, right? I feel like that's a really good message right now, and they're telling me that's the end of it. So I'm going to pull a Starseed Oracle as guidance because I like to do that. So what do you need to know for guidance moving forward in the new moon? What do you need to know for guidance? Woo! That's a jumper. Double mission. Double mission. It says, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. Okay. So, just read what that card says, because this deck is fairly new, so I don't know all of the cards, but I do already feel like I know what it's gonna say. And let me just, before I read it, let me just say it, and then we'll see how good my intuition is, right? I feel like this whole reading is about the new moon is about supporting you to start this journey of self-care, which will then lead you into self-love. And once you get to self-love, you cross into self-mastery. And once you have self-mastery, you have control of your emotions. You have balanced emotions. You put down all conflict and defensiveness, and you walk away from the things that no longer serve you, so you can have this new balanced beginning with your emotions. And then this double mission card comes out. Serve the world by being you. I feel like this is saying this new moon energy for the next month is all about going inward, working on ourselves, working on our own gardens, right? Working on safety and stability. And asking ourselves these questions. What do I need to feel safe? What do I need to feel stable? And then working towards those goals, right? And baby steps. Don't get overwhelmed, because I get that, it can be overwhelming when you start this journey of like loving yourself. I know, I've been there. And it can be overwhelming, but this is basically saying being you is enough. You're serving the world by being you. And if you're hiding from yourself and you're not facing yourself, then you're actually not just doing damage to yourself. You're damaging the energy of the collective, because your energy is meant to join the collective and pour into it, right? But if you're not emotionally balanced and you're not healed, then the only thing you're putting into the collective is pain. And I don't know if anybody's been paying attention in 2020, but the last thing we need in the collective is more pain, because that's why things are already so out of control, I feel like, in the world, because nobody's doing their inner work. And so everybody's just spewing their pain energy into the collective. And so then that pain energy grows and grows, and then we start manifesting like all this crazy stuff that's happening in society, like riots and crazy weather and trauma. And so I feel like this is saying, by being you and by going within and finding yourself and loving yourself, that serves the collective and the universe more than your pain does, right? So now that's my interpretation. Let's see what the book says. Lightworker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time is running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing, or that if they're forgetting something important. It is common for lightworker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in, or by spending time alone in some sort of closet, such as a spiritual closet. If this card appears, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. Totally. Serve the world by just being you. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, what brings you passion, what brings you joy, and then keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, then you lose yourself in the doing and you light up the world without even trying. Okay? And then it says, ask yourself the question, how can you serve the world by being you? And I gotta say, I think I'm impressed with myself. I think I was pretty right on. That's kind of basically what I said, is that if you can start this journey and start looking at all the possibilities there are, start looking at your life as opportunities instead of roadblocks, right? Like, instead of thinking, oh, I can't do that because of this, and this, try to think of all the reasons why you can do it, or all the things you could do as a variation of that, right? So I feel like this is all a very amazing reading, and I feel like this is all very good for the new moon tomorrow. Because this is basically saying the outcome will be emotional balance and stability. But you have to start this mission of working on yourself, working on your own garden. Like, stop looking to outside sources so much and start asking yourself the questions, the hard questions. What makes me happy? What brings me joy? And then start trying to ask yourself, could those things that bring me joy help others in any kind of way? Or could I do that thing so joyfully and so passionately that then I inspire others to find what brings them joy? Okay, I feel like this is going to be a great month ahead. Not that this journey of the soul journey and finding yourself and loving yourself is not an easy journey. I understand that. I'm not trying to say like, oh, this is all going to be a wonderful month. Like, as we know, everything in this world is dual, right? Earth is nothing but a school in duality. We come here just to learn about extremes. And if you look around at what is happening on the earth, it makes sense. Everything humans do is like one extreme or the other, right? And I feel like this is saying you need to shut out all the noise in the next month, and you just need to go inward. Get quiet with yourself. Start asking yourself, what fulfills me? What makes me happy? What brings me joy? And then start trying to do more of that. And then as you start to do more of that, that will raise your vibration, and you'll start to feel better every day, baby steps. Each day you'll start to feel better and better. And then pretty soon, you'll be waking up just feeling good and excited about doing something, right? Like, we all need something that excites us and makes us want to get up in the morning and do it. And I feel like that's what this reading is saying. It's time in the next month to start going inward, to start shutting out all the noise, and to start listening to what our soul is telling us will bring us joy. And when we start doing that, we end up in a successful new beginning of emotional balance. And we also will be contributing to the collective a happy, healthy energy. And the more people that can contribute to the collective that happy, healthy energy, the more it will grow, right? Somebody said to me once, we can't change the world until we change ourselves. And I feel like that's what this reading is saying. That in the next month, we need to start focusing on the changes we need to make so that we can love ourselves. And when we start loving ourselves, then we'll start lighting up with that fire of passion again. And once we start doing that, just by being ourselves and being happy, we're contributing to the universal collective. And that's the mission. Because imagine, look at how crazy 2020 has been. If everyone worked on themselves and found balance and healing and love within, imagine what a happier, healthier world we would live in, because then we'd all be contributing energy to the collective that was happy and joyful and balanced. But right now, part of the reason the world's a crazy place is because people are afraid to go inward. They're afraid to do the work. They're afraid to love themselves, good, bad, and ugly. And I do want to mention that, okay? Like, this soul growth journey, it's not all rainbows and roses, okay? It's not like running through a field of poppies and seeing Emerald City and everything's just wonderful. It is a roller coaster of a ride, and sometimes it's dark, and sometimes it's scary, and sometimes we find out things about ourselves we don't really like. Like, you know, we have bad qualities, or we have an addiction, or whatever it is. And the challenge is we have to love those parts of ourselves too. Because when we judge those negative parts of ourselves, that just creates more trauma and pain. So we have to start loving and accepting ourselves for all the good, bad, and the ugly. Even the worst qualities we have. We have to love it and be like, well, you know what? I wouldn't have this great quality if I didn't have this bad quality. I wouldn't be who I was without both of these things. Right? So I feel like I'm going to leave it here because this has been a very good reading, I feel like. So sending you guys all loving energy and support, any support and love you may need in this next month. I'm sending that to you, and I hope that you can find your peace. And let's not forget, serve the world by being you.